Let's face it, we live in a diet-obsessed society. If we're trying to lose weight, we worry more about counting calories and eating less. But nutrition health coach Jeanette, I want to say it right, Jeanette Bronée argues that undereating only leads to over-snacking. She wrote a book called Eat to Feel Full. It has all kinds of great tips to reprogram your relationship with food. Hi, Jeanette.
Hi.
Nice to have you here. And
Very
this
nice
is
to be
really
here.
the key word, relationship with food.
Yes.
Why is it important to reprogram ourselves when it comes to that?
I think we've gotten very disconnected from not only where the food comes from, but also how it takes care of us. And so we eat from a very mental state. Is this good? Is this bad? Can I eat this? Can I not eat this? But we completely disconnected with how it makes us feel.
Now, wouldn't it be great to never have to diet again? Even saying the word diet seems to make people more hungry at something about it, right? Like what you can't have, you really want.
The idea being we need to get back to treating food as nourishment and not as some kind of crutch.
Exactly. And one of the things I say is eat your meals. Get your really good meals in, because then the physical cravings don't come in and haunt you as much, right? Because if we're feeling full and nourished from our meals by eating real food, then there's a much better chance that we are feeling full and not falling prey to the cookie. A lot of times we are trying to lose weight by restricting and eating less or lighter foods.
Right.
And a lot of times what ends up happening is that we're hungry or we're getting cravings and we fall prey to either the cookie jar or whatever we walk by in the store, and we keep losing our way, let's just call it that.
Yeah.
We can also do more fiber, like we can use things like real vegetables in the salad so that the salad has more what I call oomph.
Yes.
For lack of a better word. Right.
The sad lettuce. It needs some friends in that bowl.
Yeah.
Often one interesting point too you talk about in the book is that you will have cravings, different cravings for different reasons. It's naive to think otherwise, but there are ways to kind of process that in that moment. And the more you've eaten well, the more ammunition you're going to have to fight off the bad cravings.
Yes.
Things definitely go away, don't they?
Change a lot.
Right.
Okay? So there's that trigger, right? You know,
Yeah.
you're walking by the cookie jar at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Right? And you're tired, had a long
Yeah.
day, you're frustrated, or something's not working your way, whatever, and you didn't eat.
Yeah.
There's a good chance the cookie jar is coming after you, right?
Yeah, the whole thing
running
is
down the hall
decimated.
after you.
Oh yeah, and then its
Screaming your
friend
name.
and its neighbor. Okay, but
And that's one of the things that I really teach people is eat full meals.
Okay, okay. What else? What else do you have for us?
Well, we need fiber in our food because that's part of what makes us feel full, but we actually also need some sweetness in our food. Like you were saying, you're craving the sweetness.
I like sweets.
Right? Because if we don't get the sweetness in our food, we're going to look for it somewhere else. Okay. You know, a lot of times we've talked emotional eating. What do you really want? It's really understanding that the body craves sugar,
Yes.
fat, and salt.
Yes.
Those are those taste elements, but it's also what the body needs. They need carbohydrates, protein, and fat.
Because I find like what I do is I go through these weeks, I say, okay, I'm not going to have any carbs, I'm not going
Right.
to have any sugar, and I'm good for the first half of the day, and then when I
Exactly.
get home, it is just full on.
Yeah. And that's what often happens. We undereat all day. We eat salad and barely
feel so good about yourself.
Yes, and then you come home, and really our survival mechanism kicks in. Because we're supposed to be able to starve ourselves all day, but then we're also binge at night.
Great.
And then people get stuck,
Yeah,
right?
we do.
So eat to feel full. It sounds to me like this is, we need to rethink
Yes.
our relationship with food. Is that what
That's
it
exactly
is?
what it is,
Okay.
actually, because we think so much about dieting and, oh, do I eat right, do I eat wrong, but we don't think about how it feels, right? Like, how does it make me feel to eat this way, but also, how do we use food as a fuel for energy?
Are all oats created equal? There's like
Well,
steel-cut oats.
That's a
and,
very
you know.
good question. They're whole oats, which...
Sounds surprised. I'm surprised I came up with a very good question because my brain is starved for carbohydrates right now because I have yet to have breakfast.
You can have some of this.
There you go, exactly.
Yes. So let's not go in survival mode. Let's instead nourish ourselves. That's the whole point. Master our appetite, master our hunger. And that's by, one of the things I see is that when people have a rhythm of 3 meals a day and maybe a snack, they actually start feeling much more balanced. If not, if we don't eat enough at our meals, just a salad, little thing, not so much for breakfast, then we're ending up in the cookie jar later in the afternoon. And we do that.
Wait, what are you both staring at me like that for?
Oh, you're the cookie jar?
See, that's why, right there.
Okay. There's so many layers of feeling full, stuffed, not hungry. So there's a whole range that happens when we eat. And if we don't become mindful when we're eating, we're not going to notice. We're just going to eat, and then all of a sudden we're taking an extra meal and we're overeaten, we're stuffed,
Yeah.
right? Because we need about 20 minutes to realize that we're actually full.
Right. And that's exactly what you're talking about in your book, giving people tips who may think, I have no idea where to begin, I don't know how to start.
And that's
So if we understand what the body wants is fat, sugar, and protein, but the mind translates it into the foods that we remember from somewhere.
Right.
Right? So if we want to change our habits, it's about remembering that what the body really wants is fat. So we can go do a good fat.
Then that does look good. Guacamole.
Eyewitness News. Dieters usually pick one major component to focus on, either restricting calories or sugar, fat, or carbs. But the idea of taking away food might set you up for failure.
The latest weight loss concept suggests we add certain foods to feel full. Our food coach Lori Corbin explains why it's worth a try.
Holistic nutrition expert Jeanette Bronée says there's a problem when we start restricting what we eat.
And then we want to either eat more, rebel, or whatever it is we're doing, but all day long we are trying to restrict and sort of retain ourselves and be good.
The Eat to Feel Full author says cutting food components can lead to an evening binge, then feelings of guilt and failure. So she coaches clients to begin to think about nourishing, not starving the body.
I think that you've nailed this perfectly. When you don't feel full, you constantly have that craving.
Yes. I hear it all the time. People are like, I'm hungry all the time.
Well, get the book, folks, and have a great weekend.